the issue of minimum age required to enter Nigerian universities, what exactly is the status now? Is it 18 or 16 years?
Well, nothing has changed, Sheon. It is 18. What we did at the meeting that we had with JAMB was to allow this year and for it to serve as a kind of notice for parents that, look, this year, yes, JAMB will admit students who are below that age. But from next year, JAMB is going to insist that anybody going to apply to go to university in Nigeria meets the required age, which is 18. And for the avoidance of doubt, this is not a new policy. This is a policy that has been there for a long time. And even basically, if you compute the number of years learners are supposed to be in school, the number you end up with is 17 and a half. From early child care to primary school, then junior secondary school, and then the senior secondary school. You would end up with 17 and a half. And by the time they are ready, the school year is ready for admission, you have that's the age that they will be ready for admission. So we are not actually coming up with new policy contrary to what some people are saying. We are just simply reminding people of what is existing. And in any case, NECO and WAEC henceforth will not be allowing underage children to write their examinations. In other words, if somebody has not spent the requisite number of years, in that particular level of study,
welcome back. Dr. Owolabe Akinyomade, educationist, lecturer, Department of Microbiology, Landmark University, joins us on the program to respond to some of the things said by the Honorable Minister for Education. Doctor, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'm sure that what he said caused a bit of unease among a couple of people. I don't know whether you're one of them and your immediate response to some of the things he has said. Because people are saying if you put it at 18, there are young children that are pretty smart, that even by 13, they are well enough ready to go to university.
I agree with you. Looking at what the minister said, and like I would say that I may not be totally averse to you saying putting the age limit at 18. But saying now that you want to start this at this point, that you want students to get in at 18 abruptly. Now, I've come across a lot of students since I got into this field of work, and then you find teenagers, 13, 14, 15, attempting WAEC and doing very well. Very bright minds. And these students, some of them already getting to university at 15. It's been a practice, 14, 15, 16, 17. And having no issues. Coming up now and saying that the entry age for entering to university is 18, the age to write WAEC is 18, that means a couple of things. One, for WAEC it means they don't have the opportunity to practice before getting to that final stage when they are ready to go to university. Two, for those that can't get in, who are already in the secondary school right now, meaning they came in and they'll be graduating secondary school at the age of 15, 14, 15, 16, that means they will wait 4, 3, 2 years at home doing nothing. Doing my research, I discovered that the most vulnerable state of a teenager's life is between 14 and 17. And you are saying they should be at home idle in this phase of their life, meaning they're exposed to vices, they're exposed to people influencing them negatively, engaging in unnecessary sex activity, vulnerable to depression. And you can imagine what this would do to parents who probably are busy at work and trying to make the resources available for these children to further in life. And if it's at primary school, you stop a child at primary school, say, go back to the next class. The effect emotionally is not as much as when the mind is already being formed in secondary school. So it means once they get in, they can't stop. GS1, GS2 supposed to graduate at 15, already knowing that 4 years, 3 years, or at 14, I will be idle doing nothing. So it means they are available to join street urchins, they are available to engage in vices, and then like the DGWTO said, weaponizing youths in violence for politics and things like that, it means these children are available. Some of them are very intelligent, and they are focused on making a difference in their life and not getting involved in vices because they have the goal set. The goal is get a good grade. The goal is get to university at this age. Now you are taking that from them. Nothing to look forward to. It means now they're depressed, they're destabilized. Nothing, what mattered to them, what they've been looking forward to has been taken away. They can't achieve that, they have to wait. And you can imagine the momentum they are coming with would not be the same by the time they are 18 and trying to get in. So it's painful that the government will be attempting to do this to the future of a nation. Nigeria's problem, UNESCO in 2020 published the data, said Nigeria has 1.3 million children between the age of 15 and 17 out of school. Now we are trying to increase that data, increase that number. Yes, this is a practice in most developed countries to get to university between 17 and 18. It's not a problem. So, but there, it's regulated from primary school all the way to secondary school. So it means you can't even get into primary school until you're a certain age. You can't get into secondary until you're a certain age. So I believe the best place to implement this is to first go to the secondary school or primary school, or maybe at most go to secondary school, implement the entry age at that point. Meaning, once you get at the right age, there is no way you will be leaving secondary school earlier than that. And it means writing WAEC and writing JAMB will be at that age and you are good to go. No idle moment for vulnerable minds.
So, but the minister, just as a caveat, the minister had also said that, look, this is a policy and it's not a new policy. They are just enforcing it. That's on one hand. On the other hand, he said there are exceptions to the rule. But his concern is that when you give Nigerians windows, they make it doors.
Yes, that is true. And as much as that sounds right, the question is, the common entrance they do get into secondary school, who is responsible? Government. The JAMB, the WAEC they've been doing, get into university, who is responsible? Government. So if government has allowed them to do common entrance to get into secondary school, and now you are telling them, when you are through secondary school, we would not allow you in, you have to wait and be busy doing nothing. I think that is not in the best interest of Nigeria. Imagine the brain drain from Japa syndrome and all that. And then, you have that challenge people are living. Now, the ones that are also coming up to fill that gap were already trying to truncate that process. I was a bit happy when he said they were, canceling some certificate or cancel some certificates from universities from neighboring countries like Togo and Benin. Now, the question is not, because normally once they don't get a way in here, they will move there. So it means what you will see next is people falsifying age, because you can't keep these individuals idle. They're in the most vulnerable phase of their life, and it is not in anybody's interest as a nation, as the people, as parents, or as even community members to allow these guys to be idle.
So let's do some math. Well, that's interesting because we're talking education, right? So let's do some math this morning. And he did some of that. The average age for getting into primary school. Well, in other climes, they'll tell you you are between 5 to 10 in a primary school. So let's just imagine you get in primary school at 5. Imagine, right? Hypothetically speaking. Then you spend 6 years in primary school, 5 plus 6. That's 11, 10, 11. You spend another 6 years in secondary school, 11 plus 6, 7, or 17 rather, and he said 17 and a half. So for him, even doing the math alone, it's only logical that the age at which you're expected to get into university will be around 18. So that's doing the math on the one hand. When you talked about them having a chance to practice, some will say, what happened to past questions? In fact, you can have past questions from the 90s to practice with. The part where you talked about vices, them being exposed to vices if they stay back at home. Well, some will say, in fact, it is when they're at home that they have more protection under their parenting code. They have more supervision, rather than when they go to school and they're exposed. I mean, they stay with their friends or their roommates in school. They don't have parents, checking on them or seeing them physically, or even lecturers. I mean, you don't stay with them in the hostels. So on those 2 points again, there are counter arguments. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, so firstly, for the age, take random 10 secondary schools and ask them for primary 10 primary schools and ask them for primary 6, you won't find anybody there on the average. So pupils leave from primary 4 to secondary school. Some primary 5 to secondary school.
Pardon me, doctor, where are they rushing to? That's been the question. Why do you rush? In other climes, you hear that, well, even if you are a month to that age or 2 months, you wouldn't get in until you get to that age. So the question is, where are they rushing these children to? I mean, they are children. They should first play and learn life rather than just being thrown into school, having assignments every day. Imagine a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old having assignments. So that's the question again.
Okay, so from my recent experience, look at those that do well in JAMB, have 350 and above. You find out that they are between 15 and 16, 14, 15, 16. They even do well than those that are 18 and above. Now, that shows you that there is a shift in the mind or in the mental development of an average Nigerian child. And we cannot ignore that and just trash it because we're not comfortable with it. Now, you're saying, oh, they're safer at home. Now, I come around with these children a lot. And I hear my children come in, talk about how they were molested in their parents' home. How some of them, got into vices in their parents' home. So the home in quote may not be as safe as you say it is. It may not be as safe as you say it is because the parents are not even there. They are at work. So leaving them there where there is nothing that they are accountable to do, like getting good grades in your exam, getting a good degree, there's nothing that's accountable to do, and leaving them just to wander away is allowing any other thing take that place. These are vibrant individuals. So not negating the fact that yes, they've been rushed in. I agree with that. But that's already the situation because we allow them get into common entrance. We allow them get in through WAEC and GC. So we can now stop those that are allowed now. Why not create a system that allows us to space out these ones and begin to implement what we want to have, what we say is good, from maybe primary school or secondary school, so that we don't waste the hundreds of thousands of destinies that are already primed to graduate at 14, 15, 16. And so I think I answered the question about being the safe place. Okay, so.
Yeah, it's interesting. So what do you then propose moving forward? So what you're saying, if I get you correctly, is that, well, this is a process that has started for a lot of people. So allow them complete that process. But then what some will say is that it will be hard to stop the process because as you are saying, let's complete the process for those ones. Other people have jumped into that process. So you have to keep waiting for them to complete the process. So when will there be time to do what is said to be the right thing? So have that structure in place. And as I've said, in other climes, it's there and there's nothing you can do about it, right? You have to attain a certain age for you to get into that class. Even if you're 2 months to that age, you can't get in. So when do you propose that we then regularize? How long? In the next 6 years, 1 year, or what?
I would propose 6 years, and that is starting at the secondary school level. And why so? Most state governments have a very strong hold on their secondary school education. You'll find out that their midterm is synchronized, their vacations are synchronized, resumption is synchronized, and meaning if that is the case, it means they can also regulate the entry age. They also, common entrance is also there, they can regulate the entry age at that point in secondary school. People hardly jump in secondary school. Maybe at most you try WAEC at SS2. By the time you still wait to get to SS3 because you want to make the most of what you can get them before you get into university. So I think the best place to start now is at the secondary school, at the entry level in secondary school, at GS1. Put the age limit there and so if you are rushing your child in primary school, you can always say go back. Primary school is easy. They're not emotionally developed at that point. The effect of saying go back is not so weighty emotionally to them at that point. But a secondary school child can fall into depression, can engage in something just to, get excited and just forget about my peers already going ahead and I can't go with them because my age is not this. So secondary school is the best place. GS1.
Maybe in 10 seconds. So what age is it best for you? If you want to put an age to it, is it 17? Is it 16? Because some people will write JAMB multiple times before they get to the university. So maybe they start writing from age 16 or 17, and there are no guarantees that they may get to school. So what age is it going to be for you?
I would say for JAMB, they should start writing at 16. And I would also say for WAEC, let them start at 16 also. But let's start the preparation at GS1. The minister was saying something and wasn't too clear about the age they're allowing for this year. I know JAMB said 16. But for me, let everyone who has written JAMB, who has paid for JAMB, who you have encouraged to write and has passed the exam, get into university this year. Then from next year, start with GS1 and let them flow that way. And that way, in 6 years, you will not have us coming back to this table talking about this.
Well, thank you, Dr. Olabi Akinyomade, educationist, lecturer, Department of Microbiology, Landmark University. Thank you for your take on this particular subject matter. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And that will be it for the program for today.
So thank you so much for being a part of the show. Lots to talk about, but we have to anchor. I'm Kayode Okikelu.
Absolutely. And we wish the Super Eagles the very best. We have a new coach in case you don't know. Thank you for watching. I'm Jeffrey Kozan.
We'll take your comments tomorrow, by the way, particularly for this topic. So don't worry. We'll get them tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.